I'm right this time because I checked first. Of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
And I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says...
You're out. Finish it, Faber. Expelled. I want you off campus by 9 a.m. Monday morning. And I've contacted your local draft boards and told them that you're all eligible for military service.
Nice.
I love Animal House. That is maybe one of my all-time... I mean... Like, as far as comedies go, like, it's like Animal House and Caddyshack are like 1 and 1A.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Like, Airplane's there, like the first Airplane movie. Like, there's a few, but like, Animal House and Caddyshack to me are like two of the funniest movies that have ever been made.
Yeah.
Period. End of story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that and people are like, "Oh, that's horrible! What? How dare you?" It's fucking funny to me.
Right.
It is. I'm sorry. Like I have watched both of those movies 100 times each, and I laugh my ass off every single fucking time I watch them.
Right.
You know.
They're funny.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm a little tired, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. I actually had to get up early to let a dog out today.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, and tomorrow I'm getting up early so I can take that same dog. We're watching Nancy's sister's dog.
Right.
His name's Oliver. And he's a golden retriever or I'm not quite sure what the fuck. He's a big fucking moose.
Right.
Who leaves big fucking moose shits. But like tomorrow, like he's bored. Like in my yard, there's nowhere for him to run.
Right.
Like he's accustomed to like being let outside. He has a big yard he can play, and he plays in the neighbor's yard because they have kids that they're all friends, and like he has an area he can run around with our house. I'm taking him out on a leash so he can do what he has to do, and I bring him back in.
Right.
And there's some play being done, but I mean it's not like what he's used to.
Right.
So I'm taking him to the park tomorrow. I'm taking him to a dog park so he can run his ass off for a little bit.
Right.
I know you're bored. And the worst was, we're watching him for a fucking month. Nancy's sister's in Italy visiting her son, who's in the Air Force and stationed in Italy right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so she went to visit him. And that's cool and all, but it's like, it's a fucking month. It's a month of me with a dog.
Right.
I am not prepared for a month with me and a dog.
Right.
It completely upsets my ecosystem completely. Like Sabine's pissed, Darby's not happy. Plus we've got Sylvester the cat. So like it's just a full menagerie in my house, and I'm just like, let's turn this fucking arc around.
Right.
Chaos. Yeah, pure chaos. But I mean, like other people are gonna be like, oh, dogs are so amazing. I mean, and I'm not saying dogs are bad, but man. They are not for me as far as like care and upkeep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have a dog, you've had a cat, you've had dogs your entire life. So have I for the most part. Like when I was a kid, my parents always had dogs. But like when you're a kid, like even like when I got in my 20s, like I wasn't taking care of that dog. My parents did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made sure he had food and they fed him and everything. Like all that horse shit with dogs, man. It's with a cat, it's like so self-contained.
Yeah.
And the worst part is like my day, my entire day was wrapped around the dog.
Right.
Like I left to do my shopping and stuff, and I was like, I gotta make sure I'm home by such and such time. So I let the dog out.
Right.
Where with a cat, it's like I could be gone all fucking day as long as I fed them before I left. Make sure they got food and water in their bowl. They're fine.
Yeah.
I could be gone for a full 24 hours, and they're like, "Yeah, where the fuck were you?" I'm gone for 3 hours. I come in, that dog. Oh, I never thought you were coming back. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to see you. Like, fuck, calm the fuck down, dude.
Yeah, that's how dogs are.
I know, but it's just not what I'm like. I'm just learning. Like, I like dogs. I like visiting people who have dogs. I don't want a dog.
Right.
That's what I've learned by watching Oliver. Like,
yeah.
dog ownership is not for me at all.
Right.
You know,
I get that.
But I mean, and I'm not saying like, you know, people who do, like, God bless you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because like, especially if you have a big dog. Like, I guess if you have a smaller dog, you can put down the pads and stuff. No, if they're trained, that's what they do. You know, but if you've got a bigger dog, you can't do that. Like, I mean, you know, you've got to let that dog out. Otherwise, you've got a human-sized pal sitting in your kitchen.
She's never gone in the house.
No.
Not even piss. She hasn't done anything in the house.
But there's usually
That's good.
But there's usually always somebody here.
Yeah, we've left her max 8 hours and she hasn't done it.
Yeah.
But she did. I mean, she had to go outside.
Yeah. Like, when you got home, it was like, you know, the first thing you did was let the dog out.
Yeah, she's completely housebroken. I mean, she will not. She won't.
Yeah.
Remy, on the other.
But I watched Remy. Like, I stayed in this house for a week and watched Remy for you. And I mean, and that wasn't bad because, like, I guess the difference is, like, with Remy, like, I could put him outside, or with Ro, because your yard is fenced in. My yard isn't.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't just let the dog out for, like, an hour.
Right.
You know? Like, with Remy, one of those times I watched, like, I would go to work, I'd come back, you know, so he was alone for 8 hours. He didn't do anything, but you know, the first thing to do is let him out.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't let him out, like, you know, there was problems. You know, but I mean, that was the first thing you had to do. Like, okay, Remy, let's let you out. But, like, other than that, like, I think that's the easy part, like, with your house, is because it's fenced. Like, since my yard isn't, like, I just can't let it go.
Yeah.
You know?
You actually walk.
Yeah.
Which is more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I actually have to put him on a leash, and we go outside, and I have a spot that I want him to use in my yard, you know, and then that way I know where everything's at.
Yeah, you don't go searching.
Yeah. I don't have to, like, walk the entire yard. Like, oh, is there any poop over here? Is there any? Oh, no. I've got a spot. He knows it. But yeah, man, if you're a dog owner, like, I salute you, because that is the ultimate dedication. Like, it's the reason I don't have children. I don't have that dedication.
Right.
You know, I don't have a dedication for a dog. My dedication goes as far as a cat.
Right.
You know, and cats are kind of self-contained. Like, I scoop their litter once a day. You know.
Yeah.
They get fed. I can make sure they got food in their bowl. I give them wet food and first thing. Food, water. They are set for the rest of the day.
Right.
Like, they won't even, like, acknowledge you the rest of the day. So, like, you know, they're like, yeah, you did your job. Thank you. You know. So that's been my week, and that'll be the next three or so weeks.
Yeah.
Joy.
Yeah.
So, have you watched anything interesting? As you take a big gulp of silence.
Yeah. No. Nothing. I watched Steeler game.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I think I watched something else, but I don't think I did. I watched Black Adam last night.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well, today on HBO Max, or Max, I guess it's what it's called now, Blue Beetle became available.
Thank God.
And I watched that.
How was that?
It is very good.
Really?
It is. I'm not gonna tell you it's a great movie. It's not a perfect movie, but it is much better than, like, Black Adam.
Really?
And even Shazam, the second Shazam movie, which I thought was okay. This was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I mean, there's a lot of it I liked. There are some things I didn't like, but there was something that they did that I was very happy about. Because I thought the history of Blue Beetle, like, this is I can't pronounce it. I'm not gonna pronounce his name. Jamie Reyes. Jaime Reyes. Like, and he has like this. It's this scarab that attaches to him that makes him the Blue Beetle. But the original Blue Beetle was a guy named Ted Kord, who was rather Batman-like.
Okay.
Like, he didn't have superpowers, but he was really smart. He was an inventor. So he was using inventions. He was making his own inventions to like create his equipment and stuff, and that's how he fought crime.
Okay.
And it was a really cool character. And then they killed him off, and then they kind of rebooted with Jaime. And I mean, it made sense. It was the 90s. They wanted to bring in a Latino character, and they did it in a way that made sense. And I wasn't, but like going into the movie, I thought for sure like they're not going to mention Ted Kord. Like, it's going to be all about, you know, Jamie or Jaime or however you pronounce it. I'm sorry, I'm awful with that shit.
Just say Jamie.
Jamie, yeah, okay. And Ted Kord plays, even though Ted Kord's not in the movie, Ted Kord plays a major role in the movie.
Okay.
Which I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, and this amazing like tip of the hat to the past that I was like, oh, that is so cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I enjoyed the movie. I liked the themes of the movie. I liked the way it kind of plays out. There's a lot to like. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
I really do. It's one of those things where like I just thought it was really, really well done.
That's cool.
I was very I went in with minimum hopes. Like I lowered the bar. Even though the trailers look good, I was just at a point where I was like, well, I mean, Black Adam was blah. You know, Shazam was okay. Like,
I liked Black Adam's parts of it.
Yeah, but it just doesn't like quite completely work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it just misses the mark somehow.
I like the way he looked.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot about like how Dwayne played Black Adam. I'm like, okay, that works a lot.
Yeah.
You know, but there, like from a story standpoint, I was just like, this is just meh.
Yeah, I think that like he really acted pretty good as Black Adam. I thought.
Yeah.
I thought the visuals were okay. I didn't think they were bad at all. I liked the parts I liked about Black Adam was that it was, especially when he came out of the cave.
Yeah.
You know, or even when he was in the cave. Yeah. He just grabbed that guy and fucking melted him. Yeah. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
This isn't your
no
PG superhero movie here.
Right.
And he just started laying waste. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, he just put a grenade in that motherfucker's mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And, and then the electric bolts coming from his hand and going through each one of those people.
Yeah.
And by the end of that slow sequence, it just explodes every single one of those people. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, this guy is fucking all power. I was like, this guy's badass. I was pumped, man.
Yeah.
I just watched it again, but it's worth it just for that opening scene.
Yeah.
I just like that opening. But you're right. The rest of the story just kind of it just goes off the rails a little bit. I'm just like, all right, get back to putting grenades in people's mouths.
Yeah, like Pierce Brosnan was okay.
Which they could have developed that a lot better than what they did.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Like, that character is very intricate and very in-depth and very deep and deserves a better treatment than what he received in that movie.
Yeah.
Hawkman was okay.
Yeah, but I liked Hawkman.
Yeah. I like the look of Hawkman. I like the way the wings looked. Like, so there's a lot in there that I like, but, like, there was a lot that I just was like, this just doesn't work.
Yeah.
This is just missing the mark a little bit,
Yeah.
But
the look of him was just the suit, the way the Shazam, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Looked amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I thought so.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And the brutality.
Yeah.
It was just like, I'm in.
Yeah.
It was sort of like the opening sequence of Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where they're busting through that fucking door with 2 lightsabers. I'm like, oh, it's on.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of get let down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But then
I watched it.
But then you get that after credit sequence with Henry Cavill, and you're just like, oh shit, it's on.
I know that'd been good though if they had a great director.
Yeah, I agree. I mean that Black Adam versus Superman would have been amazing because Black Adam would have because he's magic.
Yeah.
He stands a chance against Superman because Superman has a weakness to magic.
Right.
So
and Black Adam's tough as nails.
Yeah.
I mean very similar powers.
Right.
To Superman.
Right.
He's pretty much indestructible aside from whatever that shit was.
Yeah, and I mean that would have been a fantastic fight.
Oh man.
But that's the thing that stinks is you don't get that.
Right.
I know. And it kind of that hyped you for that. Oh shit, here we go. And
yeah, I think that could have been a really well done film.
Yeah.
If hoping DC would have done it right. But I think that film would have been really good.
Yeah.
Just from the effects that they were showing in Black Adam.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that they could have pulled that off. I think him and Cavill would have been a good, opposites attract type of thing going on. But, yeah. So Black Adam's sort of an anti-hero, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, he was a villain for a long time. He's Shazam's arch nemesis,
right?
Yeah. He's the other side of the coin of Shazam.
Right.
Because it was the same wizard who gave Black Adam power that gave Shazam power.
So where did he go awry? Why did he not fill the Shazam?
Well,
originally he was Shazam, correct?
Well, they
created him to be Shazam.
Yeah, in a way. The wizard saw the potential in him to get the power, but he was so corrupted by hatred and revenge because of what happened to his family that he goes astray.
Uh-huh.
Now, I think in the original comic book, he's a prince and shit.
Okay.
There's a whole he's also a 13-year-old boy. When he says Shazam, he becomes Black Adam.
Right.
But he has he's the prince of this country. That's and again, the bloodlust is where he's gone astray. So he becomes the other side of the coin where Shazam, Captain Marvel, was what he was originally called.
Right. More pure.
Yeah, more pure. That's what the wizard was really looking for.
Yeah.
He was tricked by Black Adam, but later on he finds, Billy Bastion and sees the good in Billy Bastion and gives him the power of Shazam. And it breaks down Shazam is actually an acronym. It's the strength of Hercules. Somewhere in there's the speed of Mercury. There's the I can't remember. Each of his powers is defined by the Greek gods or the demigods.
Zeus, lightning.
Yeah, it's how Shazam is spelled. I can't remember exactly how it all plays out there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but Blue Beetle, I think you'll really enjoy it.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to. I like to talk about it more in depth, but I really I don't want to ruin it for you.
Right, I'll watch it.
Yeah, but it was highly entertaining. I really, really enjoyed it. And I think anybody out there, I'm not going to tell you it's the greatest movie ever or anything, but it was a very enjoyable superhero movie. It had some interesting twists to it that I liked.
Uh-huh.
And I'm kind of glad Gunn and Safran and not said that that character is going to carry on in the DCU.
Okay.
So that kind of makes me happy. Because I like to see, especially based upon the mid-credit stinger, all right, where is this going?
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. So I watched that, and last night I watched the first 2 episodes of Monarch.
Okay.
Which is on Apple TV, and it is This is a show that's basically taking place like 1 year after the 2015 Godzilla, attack on San Francisco.
Yeah.
But it flashes back to like the 50s.
Okay.
And like the beginnings of Monarch. And, what Monarch is now. And it's the first 2 episodes were really, really, really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed them. And, like, Godzilla is definitely a presence. And, I mean, you're seeing Godzilla in the flashbacks. Like, the one character, I mean, she's suffering from a bad case of PTSD because she was on the Golden Gate Bridge when Godzilla came tearing through.
Okay.
And so like you're not getting like a full blown Godzilla movie, but there are definitely like Godzilla is a presence because what's happening in the current day, the 2016, 2015, whatever it is. Godzilla's a major presence just without being there.
Right.
Like, at one point they're in Tokyo and they're having, like, there's like an alert, like there's a Titan alert, and everybody goes running for shelters, like these underground shelters and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like, and of course because of this, she's having a panic attack.
Yeah.
Like it's so like if you're expecting like every episode to be like a, oh shit goes down and there's Godzilla at the end, you're not gonna get that.
Yeah.
But it's made the human aspect of these movies more interesting.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's all dealing with Godzilla stuff. It's
right.
dealing with the Titans, it's dealing with Mutos, it's dealing with all this stuff. It's there, it's very, very upfront and present, but you're not getting the big guy. Like maybe you're gonna get the big guy in like the final couple of episodes.
Yeah.
He shows up for some reason. But other than that, like he's just like this shadow of a presence.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like. And the story that they're telling is very interesting. And I think what's also very interesting is, in the 1950s, the one character is being played by Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah.
And that same character is being played by Kurt Russell in modern day.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, and the kid like has like the Kurt Russell mannerisms and stuff. Like even kind of the way he talks a little bit is very Kurt Russell like. I don't know if he's trying to imitate his dad or if that's how he really is. But he's a chip off the old block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm always looking at this kid going, maybe we could do some Snake Plissken movies. Yeah. So, like, but I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm really, really enjoying Monarch. The first 2 episodes were fantastic. I will say this much, and I'm not one to show like this. If you've been looking, if you're into the MonsterVerse, and you're looking for a reason to get Apple TV, this is the reason. I mean, there is other stuff to watch, like there's the Momoa show where everybody's blind. Yeah. That was a very good show. Ted Lasso is good. The morning show is very good. The one Foundation is very good. They have a lot of really, really good TV shows. But this is worth the price of admission. Yeah. This show right here is like, if you're looking, like, get Apple TV because you want to see this show, but then all the other stuff kind of falls into place for you.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've really, really enjoyed it. For All Mankind, too. For All Mankind, season 4 is up right now, and that's 2 episodes in. That's also been very, very good. Yeah. So, before we jump any further, I do want to acknowledge my tribal chief. No. There are 3 people out there who got that joke. I want to acknowledge the absolute ass whipping I took last week in fantasy football.
Okay.
Now, I'm on a 2-game losing streak. Okay. Now, I lost to Otter. He beat me 112-91.
Okay.
I had some guys who didn't perform the way I wanted to, but overall, like, that's not a bad beatdown.
Yeah.
No. Last week, I had to play Stork.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to make excuses because even if I started people who were on my bench, I still would have lost. He kicked my ass 179 to 105.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, he got 21 fucking points from his kicker. Like, 21 fucking points from his kicker.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, I'm looking at the score, and the worst part was like, so he's got like guys like Dak Prescott and CD Lamb. Those guys by themselves were 75 points.
Yeah.
Those two guys were 75 points.
Yeah.
And you throw in TJ Hawkinson, who had like a career day.
Yeah.
Like a Hall of Fame career day with another 25 points. So 3 guys put him at 100 points.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then you throw in his kicker throwing in another 21. Essentially I got outscored by 3 guys.
Right.
And then like everybody else was just icing on the cake. So yes, I acknowledge you, Stork. I acknowledge the ass whooping that you gave me at fantasy football. I acknowledge that you now lead the league at 8-2. While I am in second place at 7-3, Otter's in third place at 7-3, and Team Misfits sneaking in at 5-5 in that fourth and final playoff spot right now. Jason's Fluffers are also 5-5 at 6. The Fighting Sandusky's at 4-6 coming in 7th place. I thought once again, Thad, I thought this was the year for you. Clearly, it is not. Clark Harris's Mustache is 3-7. The Floppy Beavers are 3-7. And Hello Jeff is also 3-7. So there you go.
Let me get back. Yeah, I had a pretty good week last week too.
Yeah. Hold on. All right, so I don't want to go down another sports trap hole because we've been doing that for the past couple weeks. But I did want to acknowledge that Stork completely annihilated me. But I'm hoping to get back on the right path here this week.
Yeah, I had a pretty good week myself.
Did you?
Yeah.
I gotta maybe pull the app back up.
Yeah, pull my numbers.
Let's see here. So, sorry about that. Lots of silence there. Nobody wants to hear that. Let's see here. League matchups on week 10. Yeah, you put a whoop in the old Otter there. 161 to 97.
It was a good week.
Yeah.
Warren got me 18 points. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
A lot of 20s.
Yeah, I'm on Ross St. Brown, the Sun God. He blew up for you. Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Gibbs had a good.
Everyone had a good game.
Yeah.
Weird. And I started
All right, sorry about that. Nancy's being a pain in my ass. Wants to watch Apple TV, and I have to help her get logged on.
Nice.
So, but like I said, I don't want to be sports centric today.
Okay.
And there was some news that was released this week that I found very, very interesting. I'd love to get your take on it.
Okay.
It's been, I don't know if it's been announced, but it's basically been confirmed that Pedro Pascal will be playing Reed Richards.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And apparently, now this hasn't been confirmed, but apparently they're approaching Mads Mikkelsen to play Dr. Doom.
Okay.
So, I just go with the confirmed one first. Like, Pedro Pascal is Reed Richards. How are you on that?
Well, he's a proven actor, so.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Keep it in-house, I guess.
In a way, yeah.
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 I'm okay with it. I mean,
yeah.
Gray him up a little bit on the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I hope, and this is funny, but he's got that patchy beard thing. That so I'm gonna hope he just goes with a completely clean shaven look for Reed.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know there are times where Reed there's some versions of Reed Richards where he's got the beard.
Yeah.
And I think that's a cool look, but Pedro can't pull that off.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I kind of dug the casting as well. I thought that's not a bad choice.
Yeah.
It's a little outside the box, but outside of ethnicity, which doesn't bother me. I'm okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, he is a solid actor.
Right.
And he's a kind of a proven commodity in the sci-fi, fantasy genre. So let's pull him into this genre, And I think, you're right. You grab the temples.
Yeah.
And I think you got a solid choice there.
Yeah, I think he'll be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, he can act.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anyway, good choice.
Yeah, and what would you think of Mads Mikkelsen as Doom?
Mads Mikkelsen, refresh my memory. What am I?
He played the scientist. He played Galen Erso in Rogue One. Jyn Erso's dad. Beginning of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. A little bit older.
But I think,
timeline, I guess they are already established.
I would hope so. I hope we're not doing...
I mean, because Pedro Pascal's too old to be playing Reed Richards brand out of the box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I agree. I'm kind of hoping, my hope is, you're casting Mads Mikkelsen...
Yeah.
For his presence. He's the type of guy who will... he's got that voice.
Yeah.
I think of it this way. A voice very similar to the guy who plays Thrawn, because that's his brother.
Yeah.
In Ahsoka.
Yeah.
It's that presence about him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? His voice. I can see his voice as the voice of Doom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the big thing. So hopefully, we get an actor who's willing to just put that mask on and keep it on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And give us.
Yeah, like Dread.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched that the other day.
Oh! That movie's so fucking good.
But he kept that mask on the whole time.
He did. I never feel I saw an interview with him. He's like, does he ever take the helmet off? And they're like, no. He's like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
That was his one, because he is a big fan.
Right.
And he was like, if he's taking the helmet off, I'm not having any part of it.
Yeah.
And no, he's not taking the helmet off. I'm in then.
Yeah. But, yeah, it sounds good. That was it on the casting?
That's all I've heard. Yeah, they lost anybody else. But I mean, if they're getting Mikkelsen to play Doom, I'm cool with that. just because, like I said, I mean, I think you're hiring somebody just for their presence.
Yeah.
Maybe you even like you said, like he's already established. We don't get Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, that whole backstory.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we don't get a backstory with this. I'm hoping they place this within the timeline of the multiverse and coming into it. An already established Fantastic Four. I don't want a backstory again.
Yeah.
I don't want to start over.
No, I agree.
People have seen these films. They know the backstory.
But
whatever backstory they decide to create for this group.
I would like you could do it kind of like they did if you go all the way back to the Hulk movie with Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Where you kind of got that story in the credits.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, here's the credits. Oh, this is important. This is important. I still become the Hulk. Okay, we're caught up.
Yeah.
You know, like give me that. Like give me like the
brief rundown.
You know.
Yeah, I just don't need.
You can even do like a de-aging thing. The only problem becomes you end up getting that question asked like, well, where the fuck were they when Thanos came a knocking?
Well, it's the whole multiverse.
I understand that, but you're not playing in the multiverse.
Well, we are, aren't we?
Maybe not.
Oh, from Loki?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then that completely disrupts what they've been doing for the past fucking 4 years.
Yeah.
We've been playing around with the multiverse in order to introduce characters within the multiverse.
Right.
You cannot tell me you can't, that in this state where the Avengers and Thanos were going to war, that you cannot tell me that Xavier wouldn't know about all of this going on. And you know that Xavier would be the first one out to try to help. So, I mean, like, it can't play like that. If it does, I will be disappointed for sure.
Right. You're right. And that's, but I mean, like, okay, so even before you start talking about the multiverse, the first time you hear the word mutant is in Miss Marvel.
Agreed. No, that's because they got the rights finally.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, from that standpoint, they're already establishing that mutants exist in a way.
Understood. But I just then Endgame doesn't make sense to me. Because if I'm telling you that the X-Men would have been there to fight Thanos.
Right.
In some way, shape, or fashion. Because Xavier would have known about all of this. You understand what I mean?
Right.
And then you talk about... I'm not going to go into Illuminati, but I mean...
But here's the problem.
You get into, Reed Richards and, you're pulling all these people. You're just going to leave out the four and...
Right.
You're just going to leave out the Marvel's X-Men.
Right. I mean, like, you can say the same thing about, like, the Eternals. Like, it was like, well, where the fuck were you when Thanos came to town?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they kind of explained
that, but also nobody's explained the fucking giant titan coming out of the Pacific Ocean since then, have they?
No.
No. Like, that hasn't even been fucking addressed.
I know.
But, like, the problem is a real life problem, not a cinematic problem, and that is the guy who plays Kang is in all sorts of legal trouble. Yeah. So now...
And it sucks because he's so
good. Yeah.
I mean, like...
Even in fucking, Loki. He's in Loki, because that was shot well before the legal troubles came around. He's fantastic.
What kind of legal troubles is he in?
I can't remember.
I don't have...
I haven't pursued it because I hate going down that hole anymore. But, I mean, part of what they've been saying is, I mean, the guy who directed the Eternals and the guy who directed Shang-Chi and was supposed to direct the Kang Dynasty, Avengers Kang Dynasty, he's backed out. And Marvel, like, the rumor is Marvel's looking at possibly changing Kang Dynasty to something about Doom.
Interesting.
Making Doom the ultimate villain. And it's like that thing of like...
Well, Doom's a different villain.
He is.
We're not talking about, like, you know... We're not talking about interdimensional beings now.
Right.
We're talking about...
Doom. Yeah.
Now,
But
Doom can go to interdimensional things.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, like, you're talking about... not someone from outer space.
Right.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Right.
Do you understand?
He's not an intergalactic threat. He is Doom.
Right.
But it's...
I mean, he's above Red Skull level.
Right.
I mean, he's above... He's... As far as our planet-wise, he's probably one of the most powerful villains.
He's the ultimate villain.
I know.
Like, from a planetary standpoint, he is the ultimate villain.
Yeah, I mean, like, Red Skull's just a pebble compared to Doom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, even Red Skull would be like, you could take this one.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like the Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
But powerful.
Right.
More powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, he's only the dictator of his own country.
I mean,
he has diplomatic immunity.
He's intelligent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's
all these things.
Yeah.
You know, but it's
and his thirst for power is just
right,
unimaginable. He'll do anything.
Yeah.
To get the power.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it's like, is he an Avengers level threat?
Or above? You mean, is he an Avengers level threat, or is he above an Avengers level threat?
Well, no, I'm just saying, is he at that, like, because it becomes like we've kind of established what an Avengers level threat is. Like, you need the Avengers when, like, with the exception of, like, Ultron. Like, Ultron was the Avengers' problem, not a threat.
Yeah, it was a problem.
You know, but, like, the only times the Avengers have, like, assembled in a movie has been like, okay, Loki's knocked a hole in the universe using the Infinity Stone, the Tesseract, and we've now got an alien invasion in New York City. We have a guy who's coming and collecting the Tesseract.
Yeah.
Because he is trying to destroy half the universe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I agree. I mean, Doom is not a Galactus.
No.
That's the type of level.
Yeah.
But it could be some Galactus. I mean, you never know what's up their sleeve.
Right.
And you never know what's up Doom's sleeve.
Right.
So you don't know who he's been cohorting with.
Right.
In order to build an army.
Right.
To get whatever power that he's searching for.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really, I know what you're saying, but it's not going to be solo Doom.
Right.
On an Avengers level.
Right.
There's got to be more players to the, you know what I mean?
Right.
If that makes any sense.
It does.
Like if they ever do a Secret Wars, see, in the Secret Wars, those teams have already been developed.
Yeah.
Well, not developed, but placed.
Yeah.
Right. Doom takes the head. Right.
Yeah.
And so those powers they've already created the teams. So now Doom has to create his team.
Right.
Of underlings in order to be able to fight. You know what I mean?
No,
I just don't know what the threat is going to be. Like, what is he after?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the new? What is it going to be? I don't know.
But also, do you do something on the lines of like how at the end of the comic book Civil War?
Yeah.
Like that was Norman Osborn was assembling like his own like version of the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
And it was Doctor Doom, it was Red Skull, it was like there was like a group of them, and like they took out Captain America they assassinated Captain America at the end of Civil War and shit. Like there was a whole thing that happened, and it was because of Norman Osborn, and that ushered in like the Dark Avengers and like, all this other stuff that kind of took place during that time period until they decided to bring Cap back.
Right.
And like, could that be something that they're looking to do? Like, Doom, instead of it being Norman Osborn at the head, is Doom at the head, but now you're introducing Norman Osborn as Green Goblin, and like they do like not so much a Sinister Six, but like what kind of like something like that,
right?
Where Doom is the head of it, and these are I'm using Norman Osborn and his resources and his intelligence to develop technology to do this, and that.
Red Skull's army and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, like there's
that makes sense. But there's also Secret Invasion.
But they already just did that, and it sucked.
Yeah, but they can still use pieces of what they need. What I'm saying, if you're assembling,
right?
You know what I mean. Like if you're, I'm not gonna. I mean, we can't go on books,
right?
At this point,
I understand that, but like Secret Invasion was so bad.
No, I know.
Like I almost refuse to acknowledge it.
I know.
I
It's
really
a shame. It's a good series. The comic.
The comic was amazing.
Yeah. But
that series, that show was ass.
Yeah, it was.
And like it.
Well, there you go. See now you're on my level as far as why I was so disappointed in X-Men. Right? Because Secret Invasion was good. The book.
Yeah.
The books, right? Great. It was a great run.
Right.
But when you do something that's so terrible to the book, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's how I felt about the X-Men series.
But
especially the Phoenix Saga.
Yeah. Both Phoenix movies were horrible. X-Men 3 and especially that last one. Like that one with like the only good thing that saves that movie is fucking Fassbender. Yeah.
It's the only thing that saves the movie.
Yeah. And I mean, and that really doesn't work. Like that movie is so it ranks up there with the movie that shall not be named.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie is that fucking bad.
Was it X-Men Last Stand?
Well, Last Stand was the one. Yeah, that was the. But I mean, like there.
What was the last one?
The feet. Well,
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I mean it's horrible. Like I.
Oh, I know it. I never mind. I know the Phoenix Saga or Phoenix Rise of. Yeah, I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I'll have to. Let me look.
It's alright.
Because I know it's the Phoenix something or other, and it is just fucking awful.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I don't think I did.
No, it's just called Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix. The last one I watched was Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And that was bad. Look of Psylocke was good.
Yeah.
And Fassbender was good. Fassbender seems to always save these movies.
He does.
I mean, what's his name's good too.
Yeah.
But not as good as Fassbender.
Yeah, I mean...
That scene in the woods with Fassbender...
Oh, yeah.
Could be... If they made every fucking X-Men movie like that...
Yeah.
That is what it's... That's like... That's like the true essence of Magneto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I saw that, I was like... I'm done.
Like, he just plays Magneto so perfectly as a conflicted person.
He does. And the acting is absolutely fantastic.
Like, and far be from taking away anything from Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Amazing actor. Did a fantastic job as Magneto.
Yeah.
With the material he was given. But, like, he never, and not even in, like,
his
Days of Future Past did that version of Magneto feel like a conflicted, like, Fassbender plays him so well as, like, somebody who, like...
He did. The only conflict that you saw from Magneto from Ian McKellen was with Charles.
Yeah.
Which...
Makes sense.
Makes sense, and it played into the story very well.
Right.
But they were also friends in real life.
Right.
So that added to being able to completely relay the relationship between the two.
Right.
And so on that stuff, like when he ends with the game of chess,
Yeah.
when he breaks out using the guy's iron from his blood.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah.
For real.
Right.
I was like mind blown. I mean, those were good scenes. But it always seems that the scenes that are good are with Magneto. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in many
Charles
cases,
is good.
In many cases, the most interesting character is usually the villain.
Yeah.
And we always say, if the villain has a leg to stand on, like if you can honestly say, man, he's got a point.
Yeah.
And Magneto has a point. It's just the way he's going about it that you're like, nah, you can't do that. Thanos had a point. I disagree with what he was doing. What's his name in the first Black Panther movie? Michael B. Jordan's character.
Yeah.
Dude had a point.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah, and that makes the best villain because you're like, fuck, he's right.
But he did it so many times in the films.
Yeah.
When Fassbender goes, when he starts, when he's talking to Charles.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on the plane. I can't remember.
Yeah, in Days of Future Past, and he's talking,
and he's like,
listening to names,
he's listening to names like,
and the planes.
Yeah, and he's pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it. You can see emotionally in this actor's body. You can see that he's upset.
Yeah,
because he's lost all of these people.
Yeah.
That were close to him, and just there are moments like that where it's like, man, this is what the X-Men should be. You know what I mean? Like, this is what it's supposed to be like. Days of Future Past, I thought was really good. I like Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
I thought that was really an excellent X-Men film.
I did too. Like, there are people who are like, "Oh, it's awful." I disagree. Like, I disagree. That was a really, really good movie.
I mean, you can't get into the backstories. A lot of the characters, you can't get into the backstory of Bishop and you know what I mean, the Indian guy. I mean, you just can't. There's not enough time in the movie.
Right.
But you got to see their powers on what they can do.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because I remember in the comics when Bishop was first introduced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I mean, I always got pissed that they never developed Havoc enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they glazed over so many characters and focused so much on Wolverine. And I get it, right? I mean, Wolverine, he was the star of the comics as well. Yeah. But there's some really interesting and dynamic characters within the X-Men universe. And there's some fluff characters too, like Jubilee and Dazzler and all that bullshit that happened. But there's some really... Colossus is an excellent character.
Yeah.
But there's some really good characters, just to name a few.
Right.
I mean, there's all of them.
Yeah, Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really dynamic characters within the X-Men universe that they just kind of fluffed over and they just so hard focused on Charles, Wolverine, and Magneto that they left everybody in the dust. Yeah. Sabretooth is actually a really interesting character, which they developed somewhat in Wolverine.
Yeah, but he was done in Injustice and fucking...
Oh, in the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, he was a beast.
That was horrible.
Oh, it was horrible. It was like I was watching that Beauty and the Beast show from the fucking 80s. It was horrible. Not only did the fucking thing have an overbite, but he looked like a bad line from The Wiz.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just terrible.
Terrible.
But, I mean, they never developed Storm at all.
Yeah.
Not that I really like... Storm was not one of my characters I really loved. But they didn't really develop that character. I mean, Rogue, they didn't really get into that much. A little bit, but not like... I don't know. I just felt like they hinted on Nightcrawler, and he became part of the crew for a while in the one movie.
Yeah, X2.
Yeah. Nightcrawler's an interesting character.
Yeah, very. I mean, he should have his own movie character.
Yeah, and they just seem to ruin it. The makeup on Beast, come on. Smiling Beast in the plane?
Yeah.
With the blue fur? Give me a break. That's horribleness. That was in the newest. He did. He did look better as Beast. That's saying something.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Beast smiling in a fucking... I was livid.
Yeah.
Just because that's not... That's not Beast. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
And it's not. It could have been a young Beast if you did it right.
It just looked bad.
Yeah, it looked like a bad Halloween mask.
Yeah.
I mean, what's her name looked incredible. Both of them.
Mystique.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the parts were played very well.
Yeah.
On both. Especially Jennifer Lawrence's.
Yeah.
It got a little bit more deep.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but then you had this whole thing with the Sentinels that you could have... and even that part is bad. I'm just going to say this. But even with the Sentinels, you could have done... I know I love the movie, and this is why people don't like the movie, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you could have done so much more with the Sentinels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those scenes in the future were incredible.
Yeah.
Because they captured what the Sentinels did.
Right.
You know? They learned from being destroyed, and they counter. And that's why they're so hard to kill.
Right.
You have to figure out a new way to kill them all the time.
Right.
Wolverine can't just climb up the back and lop the head off anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he has to go a new route.
Yeah.
But those scenes where they showed the Sentinels attacking and inside, you know, especially the one where they had, who was it? Iceman.
Yeah.
Right? And Iceman took out a couple of them.
Right.
But they learned and they fucking killed them.
Yeah.
You know, that is the kind of stuff that, like, is really good. You know what I mean? And that's where they missed the ball, is on the Sentinels. Because you could have done 3 movies with the Sentinels.
Yeah.
I mean, and you could have gone further. I mean, like, that was it's such a huge villain, Trask. You know, and I don't know. It was just, that's why the X-Men films were just so disappointing. They had touches of brilliance in it. Each one of them had moments that were, like, really good.
Yeah.
And then it just became horrible.
Like, with the exception being Logan. Like, Logan is...
Well, yeah, Logan was kind of in a movie all by itself.
Right, but still, I mean...
The only movie... I'm going to say this, and, like, it's hard to say. I mean, if you look back over the years of the good ones...
Yeah.
Right? Blade was an excellent film.
Yes.
Blade 2 was an excellent film.
Yes.
Going through. Days of Future Past was good.
I liked First Class a lot.
First Class was good. I give you that. Yeah. I liked First Class. Logan was really good.
Yes. I liked X2 as well.
Okay.
I thought that was a good telling of the Wolverine origin.
Yeah.
The whole X program.
Yeah.
Up until the ending, the final fight scene. The second Wolverine movie.
Oh.
That is fantastic.
It is good, but
that ending is so ass. Like that.
How can you end cap a movie like that?
That Silver Samurai whole thing is so bad.
Oh, I know. But him going through town.
Oh,
that was straight from the books.
It was, with the arrow sticking out of him and everything. Oh,
straight from the book.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
That was like straight from the page.
Yeah, it was so incredible.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean?
Die with my heart and your heart in my hand.
And then the whole thing with, God, what was the one? What was the one with fucking what's his name? I'm trying to think of the Ryan Reynolds, but I'm trying to think of the
Deadpool.
Yeah, it wasn't Deadpool though. It was.
Oh no! Oh, the Wolverine Origins.
The what was his name? His name changed. It wasn't Deadpool anymore. He was.
Yeah, he was like X-23 or I can't remember.
Something. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, seeing Ryan Reynolds come in like with the swords, I was like, oh my god, look at him.
Yeah.
He's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
And he's got the smart ass attitude just like him.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew it was Deadpool, right? And I'm just like, wow, this is unbelievable, you know? And that, when they released Deadpool,
Yeah.
I thought that was a really complete movie. The Deadpool movie,
Yeah.
there was nothing to complain about the movie.
No.
It was Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2 was even good.
Yeah.
I don't think it was as good as 1.
No, but it was...
The love story was better.
Yeah.
Which it was a little bit deeper, 2 than 1.
Yeah.
But Deadpool 1 was hands down one of the best Marvel movies that they've ever made.
Yeah.
And Deadpool 2 coming close to that. I mean, but he was so good. Just the opening sequence.
Yeah.
The Juice Newton song.
Yeah. Just Call Me Angel. I mean, that's fucking fantastic.
It was like The Matrix. It just blew my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, anyway, Deadpool was an excellent film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you can go into all the Avengers movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm kind of speaking off Marvel, Disney.
Yeah.
Um,
And you gotta include, like, don't forget, like Spider-Man 2 was fantastic.
2. Spider-Man 1 was okay.
Spider-Man 1 was okay.
But the Goblin's costume was bad.
Yeah.
They captured that kiss between him and Mary Jane, though.
Yeah.
That was 1, right?
That was 1, yeah. The Upside Down Kiss was 1.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That was straight from the books.
Yeah.
But there was some good stuff in 1.
There was.
But Spider-Man 2, that was a good film.
Yeah.
And you know it's a good film because you can never fucking find it on TV.
Yeah.
It's always for rent.
Yeah.
You know? It's very rare that you can find Spider-Man 2 that you can just watch.
Yeah.
Because that was an excellent film.
It is. It really is.
And Spider-Man 3 was horrible. But I mean, this is, you know, from my viewpoint, the first Venom movie I loved. I know you don't like it, but I do appreciate what they did with Venom. I thought it was a good, strong comeback from what they did in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Outside of Marvel.
But
the Spider-Man...
So let me ask you this question. Did you see the trailer for Mademe Web?
Not yet.
All right, so you just watched the trailer for Mademe Web. The Sony's latest attempt to piece together their own cinematic universe without a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think of that trailer?
It looked interesting. I think I could be entertained with it. I just don't know why that guy's wearing the Spider-Man outfit.
Yeah.
That's...
Like, because they're so desperate to have a Spider-Man.
Yeah. Why? They have a Spider-Man.
No, they don't.
They don't have the rights to Spider-Man anymore?
They do, but it's like... They're trying... Like, they're trying to take Venom. They're trying to take Morbius. And now Madame Web. And they shifted Vulture into this universe.
Yeah.
To build like a Sony Spider-Verse in a way.
Okay.
And it's just like, we can do it, but we can't use Spider-Man because we're using Spider-Man with Marvel.
Why can't they use Spider-Man?
Because they're using it with Marvel.
Separate storyline.
But Marvel doesn't care. Like, the deal that they have is Marvel gets to use Spider-Man.
Oh,
Now, I mean, Sony could do, like, they're doing the stuff with the Across the Spider-Verse from an animated standpoint. They can do that all they want. Which, by the way, I did confirm, yeah, they were talking about Spider-Man No Way Home when they mentioned the nerd and Doctor Strange. And yeah, I confirmed that, yeah. But yeah, I mean, like it's like Sony is just desperately trying to do something. It's like, we have the rights to these characters. I mean, they got the Kraven movie coming.
I know. I'm actually, that looks pretty good.
I'm still kind of like,
We'll see.
Yeah, because it's Sony. The problem is it's Sony.
I have a feeling, I just have this strange suspicion that it's going to be a little like Morbius.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, like I don't have any faith in Sony.
I know, because you didn't like Venom, but see, I liked Venom.
Venom was okay. Like the problems I had with Venom mostly had to do with like the finale where I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on because both were giant black blobs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like like the ending of that, I'm like, oh, okay, Venom 1, okay, great. Like Venom 2, I thought was better than Venom 1, but it still was a meh movie.
Speaking of Venom, what did I watch that had what's her name in it?
I don't know.
The Asian lady in the supermarket.
Oh, she was in.
Was it Spider-Verse?
She was in the Spider-Verse. Yeah. Yeah.
But live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Morbius was a bad movie, but it was better than people said it was.
Agreed.
But it still was a bad movie.
It's watchable.
Yeah. Like I've watched it once, I'll never watch it again.
I watched it a couple times.
Like I don't see like Mademe Web. That didn't it didn't entice me, like it didn't tease me like, hey, well, I gotta go see this in the theater. It didn't excite me. The Craven trailer didn't excite me.
One of those girls, like I can't remember the name of the Shadowcat. What the fuck was her name?
Yeah. But it's one of those things where like Sony is so desperate to get this to work, but it's just.
Well, it's missing its linchpin.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
It is. But it's like odd how they're going about it.
Yeah.
And it's a very weird. The whole thing is just weird to me. They're just trudging through, like they're pushing through, like unlike these movies don't even do that well.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they when Universal, when the Mummy bombed with Tom Cruise, they shut that shit down. You know, like everything else was like, no, we're not going any further with their MonsterVerse.
Yeah, I can't believe that movie flopped so bad.
It was a bad movie.
I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm just saying.
With Tom Cruise, you're right. He's a track record of no matter what, people show up. But I mean, that was just a bad fucking movie.
I mean, how can Tom Cruise even go?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's not in bad movies usually.
No.
So how can you put out a clunker?
Yeah.
You know, unless they just fucking shit-showed edited it and changed it all up.
I have no doubt there was a lot that took place with that. And
he didn't have his hands on any of it.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that he...
Which is why he has his hands in Top Gun. He has his hands in Mission Impossible. And amazing enough, those are good movies. You know, I don't think he had his hands in this.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, they backed up a Brinks truck. They put me in this franchise. And I don't have any say. That's cool, but because I got a lot of money. And at the end of the day, it's like, well, this was a shit show.
Yeah, I can use this for Top Gun.
Yeah, basically, that's probably what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, but unlike Universal, who took that first clue of well, this just completely flopped. We're just gonna put the stop to everything. Sony's like, keep pushing, and we'll get it right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is.
Yeah, it's nuts. Sony's got money, though.
They do. I mean, but at some point, you've just got to kind of say, man, maybe this just isn't going to work.
Right.
You know, but they're going to keep trying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Please. Jeez.
Oh, that burn.
It's going to stink. You're not getting up.
It's going to stink. That's for sure. So let me see if that had anything to say here. So Snoop Well, Snoop Dogg said he's given up the smoke. He didn't specify if that was cigarettes or if that was weed.
Okay.
Everybody's assuming it's weed. Is this a sign of the end times?
I don't know. Maybe he's just done.
I mean, Kevin Smith gave up weed.
He did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He said he he went to go see a psychologist, and he was committed for a little bit, he said.
Really?
Yeah, like he like, part of this is I'm giving up weed. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
So I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know if what the deal is with it. Apparently, it's becoming a popular thing to give up the weed.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nuts.
It is. It's like I said, it's like the sign of the end of times to me. Like,
At times.
and if Willie Nelson comes out and says he's giving up the smoke next, I'm building a bunker.
Right.
You know.
I know. So funny.
I don't know. That's all I got.
All right.
Anything like to add to the proceedings there, sir?
No, I'm good.
Well, remember, there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us.
Hey.
You can send us an email like Thad does each and every week, and an email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. We're very, very easy to find. And lastly, we are on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search. You can find all the great podcasts they have to offer.
Cool.
And lastly, as always, want to thank you, dear listener, for taking the time to check us out each and every week. We can't thank you enough for your support.
Yeah.
And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.